Any of these pursuits, all of these pursuits, generally are months in the making.
So based on the current roster, at this point, how do you think the outfield shakes out? Do you see Carson Benge now maybe having a little less pressure on him to break camp with the club?
With Carson, I've been clear all offseason, he's going to have a chance to make the club. Robert's addition doesn't change that. We're going to give him a chance to make the club out of camp. Doesn't mean he is, but we'll give him a chance.
And there's been a lot of speculation about Kodai Senga's potential future with the Mets. At this point in the offseason now, he's obviously still here.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that he's expected now to be a member of your rotation this coming season?
I certainly expect Kodai to be a member of our rotation. He's had a really strong offseason. He actually came over to the States right around the new year. All of our staff got to see him. He looks in great shape, and we're excited to get him going in spring training.
So David, you mentioned recently that some family and friends had given you some maybe mixed feedback about the Met offseason at one point. Just wondering if anybody's circled back to give you a more positive review over the last couple of days.
Yeah, no, so sometimes my like text threads probably resemble some of the Twitter comments that are out there. So yeah, there have been moments where the feedback hasn't been glowing. And I think my family and friends are similarly excited with some of the moves we've made over the past week.
So what was it about Bo that made him the right fit for the team?
Look, Bo brings so much to a team. First of all, in our specific situation, we were looking to get a little bit more right-handed. We were looking to lengthen out a lineup with quality at bats up and down the lineup, and we were looking for competitiveness and someone who prioritizes winning over everything else, and Bo fits that perfectly. So we're incredibly excited that we were able to get this done and bring him in, and he's excited to be here. And those are the best arrangements, right, when the team genuinely feels like the player is the right fit, and the player genuinely feels like the team is the right fit.
Is having a bat to ball, like a guy with elite contact skills, how important is that to diversify a lineup nowadays when maybe that isn't as common in the game as it has been in past eras?
So I do think diversity of skill set in a lineup is important. I think you want hitters throughout a lineup who have the ability to hit all sorts of different types of pitchers, all sorts of different pitches in the zone. What I try to focus on mostly is, can we get truly competitive at bats up and down the lineup?
Yeah.
So can we 1 through 9 have guys there who aren't going to give at bats away, regardless of what the score is, regardless of whether we're in April or September, are going to take every at bat as seriously as we possibly can, and we know Bo is that type of player.
So you signed Bo as sort of a very quick pivot from another pursuit. And I know you operate on a lot of tracks at once, but just if you could take people inside a little bit how that works. It's late at night, maybe one player who you might have been interested in ends up going elsewhere. How do you turn to Bo that quickly? Are you up all night negotiating? Have you already laid enough groundwork where you can make that pivot pretty quickly? Or just from a front office perspective, how does that go?
Yeah, so any of these pursuits, all of these pursuits, generally are months in the making.
Yeah.
So our discussions with Bo began at the general managers meeting back in November. And so between then and actually getting a deal done, you're talking about dozens of conversations, different concepts, different check-ins, trying to understand pacing of different player markets, understanding truly what the desires are of the individual player. So when we got to the point where it was clear that Bo was nearing making a decision, we were very well equipped to engage. We knew what type of structure and contract we thought made sense for us, and we're fortunate that Bo thought it made sense for him as well.
Is it part of your calculation that there's added value in taking a player who's that good potentially away from a rival, or is it more staying focused on your valuation of him?
I tend to try to stay focused on our valuation of him. I certainly understand that our fans are happy that he didn't go to a division rival. From my perspective, I try to focus on what's going to fit us and what's the right move for us, not necessarily worrying about what we're taking away from another team.
So you also added Luis Robert Jr. What appealed to you about him?
This is a player who has a tremendously high ceiling. All of the skill sets and tools that allowed him to have an incredible season just 2 years ago are still there. He's still that type of athlete. He still possesses that type of bat speed. He still possesses that type of speed. We see it in center field every single night. We see it on the bases. And so we believe that there is a chance we can get that player. And that player is one of the best players in baseball. to be able to bring someone like that into our organization, in our environment where we can support him, help him, expose him to just a little bit of different place and different people, and hopefully get him to the spot where he's comfortable and performing at his highest level.
So based on the current roster, at this point, how do you think the outfield shakes out? Do you see Baty and Taylor getting a lot of time in left? Do you see Carson Benge now maybe having a little less pressure on him to break camp with the club? Like, how does it all, from adding Robert, how does it shake out from there?
Yeah, look, with Carson, I've been clear all offseason, he's going to have a chance to make the club. And Robert's addition doesn't change that. We're going to give him a chance to make the club out of camp. Doesn't mean he is, but we'll give him a chance. We also have a lot of confidence in Tyrone Taylor. We believe Brett Baty can be pretty good out there. And so I do think we have some options for left field, and we're excited to see how that all plays out.
So Benge then is a guy who clearly can handle center, but you're comfortable with him at the corners and being a little more versatile out there too, if he's able to make the club.
Yeah, I think one of the things our player development system and our coaches have done a great job of is making sure they expose all of our players, including our top prospects, to multiple positions, because you never know where that need is going to be at the major league level. So you see a lot of times where someone is a true center fielder and all they've played is center field coming up in the minor leagues, and then all of a sudden the hole or the availability or the spot in the big leagues is at a corner, and it's completely new to them. Our player development folks have done a great job making sure that Carson has gotten real exposure to all three, and so we think he can certainly play all three at a high level.
Where do you see Mark Vientos at bats potentially coming from now, the way the roster is constructed?
I think one of the things we like about the way our position player group is constructed right now is there's going to be some competition. Not every spot is completely spoken for, and Mark's going to be firmly in that competition, whether it's DH at bats, whether it's some bats at third base. Mark has proven that his bat can play at a very high level at the major leagues. And we're going to give him the opportunity to show us that he can keep doing that.
And you have Polanco, of course, but could you see Mark in the first base mix?
I could, yeah. I think with Polanco, he's certainly going to see some first base. We know he has positional versatility as well. He might see some DH at times as well. So a lot of this is fluid, and it gives Mendy some different options every single night when he's writing out the lineup card.
And there's been a lot of speculation about Kodai Senga's potential future with the Mets. At this point in the offseason now, he's obviously still here.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that he's expected now to be a member of your rotation this coming season?
Yeah, I certainly expect Kodai to be a member of our rotation. He's had a really strong offseason. He actually came over to the States and threw over the States right around the new year. All of our staff got to see him. He looks in great shape, and we're excited to get him going in spring training.
And finally, you got Carlos Beltrán elected, of course, to the Hall of Fame. You know him as a Met, as a young Met fan, I assume, and now as a colleague. Just how happy are you for him, and what was your personal feeling and reaction when you saw that news?
Yeah, it's so well deserved,
Yeah.
and so well earned. And Carlos is a very humble guy. And I think for people who carry themselves with the level of humility that Carlos does, these recognitions, these moments of great recognitions are even more important and valuable and fulfilling. And so I certainly hope he and his family are enjoying it. He's earned it. He was certainly a Hall of Fame player. He's a wonderful person, and we're very privileged that we get to work with him on a daily basis.
All right, thanks, David.
Thank you.